Welcome to our introductory guide to managing conflict in the workplace. Conflict at work is inevitable, and in this guide, we will explore effective approaches to workplace disagreements and the critical skills to turn tension into opportunity. How we handle it will determine the team's success. The reasons why managing conflict in the workplace matters are that at least 85% of employees experience conflict in the workplace annually, and productivity is lost when it is not handled effectively, resulting in a financial loss. In general, teams with healthy conflict resolution are at least twice as innovative as others. So, what does conflict often look like? Visible conflict is usually when there are open disagreements, heated arguments, and visible tension during meetings or conversations. You will also find hidden conflict, where there is passive resistance, people withhold information, collaboration is reduced, and office gossip happens. Recurring issues will also be experienced where problems resurface repeatedly, because they were not properly addressed the first time. Now, let us look at the 5 strategies of the Thomas Kilmann model to help us navigate a bit. The first strategy is collaboration, where high assertiveness is required and high cooperation is expected, and then when you compromise, you apply moderate assertiveness that will result in moderate cooperation. When you are accommodating, you will require a low level of assertiveness, resulting in potentially high cooperation, and when competing, high assertiveness is required, but low cooperation is expected. Lastly, a strategy of avoiding conflict requires low assertiveness, but will result in low cooperation. So, to approach conflict effectively, you must act as early as possible and address issues before they get out of hand, because usually, small conflicts are easier to resolve. Always focus on the issues and separate problems from personalities, and keep all the discussions fact-based. Promote open communication by creating safe spaces for honest dialogue and never use blame language. You have to listen actively and acknowledge all perspectives to understand the issues, and never listen just to respond. The best practice to resolve conflicts is to always engage directly and speak one-on-one with the parties involved before escalating the issues. Clarify the root causes by identifying the underlying issues, not just the surface symptoms. It is always best to seek a win-win solution and look for outcomes that will benefit all parties. Foster honest dialogue by creating an environment of psychological safety for open communication. I also recommend that you never avoid issues and ignore problems, as it will make the problems worse. Do not attack people, so focus on their behaviors, not personalities, and never assume and draw conclusions without gathering the relevant facts. Do not overshare information and keep conflicts only between the relevant parties. For you to facilitate agreements and compromises, you need to create a neutral space for discussion, bring the parties together, and identify common goals by finding shared objectives and values. You have to establish mutual respect and reinforce respectful interactions throughout, and do your best to negotiate compromises and help parties find middle ground. Now, let us look at some of the common pitfalls and how you can avoid them. It is always best to address conflicts as early as possible and never wait for issues to resolve themselves. You also have to develop comfort with the necessary confrontation because avoidance will always stunt team growth. In all cases, you have to value honest disagreement over artificial peace, as any sort of worthwhile innovation would always require diverse views. So, what we can take away from all of this to manage conflicts is to be proactive, address issues early always with respectful dialogue, to use the right strategies and match your approach to the situation, and then to build stronger teams, as well-managed conflict always creates resilient relationships. If you found value in the information I shared, please like and subscribe, and join me in the next video.